Hey guys, hey, how you guys are doing? Is you doing? Because I'm doing. Today is Thursday and I'm wearing plain glasses. I know. What? I'm still trying to figure out what to do with these. They're turtle shell, but because the way they're colored, you can barely tell. And they're way too plain for me. So I need to do something extravagant with them. So leave me a comment down below what you think I should do to them to make them more Nirvana. So today's Thursday. I did have a weigh-in, but it is not an official weigh-in because I'm still up 5 pounds. So that means I've lost 5 pounds. I'm down to 313. I need to get back down to 308, excuse me. Hopefully before my next, hopefully by next week, because I told them that I would come in on Tuesday of next week so I could get weighed in. I'll either do it Tuesday or Thursday. It depends on when I can get somebody to take me in. So I'm very excited. I'm very excited. Let's do this over here. Yeah, there we go. Let's try to get most situated. There we go. There we are. There we are. And Yuki says hello. Yes, Yuki says hello. I'm going to be talking about my husband in this video because I keep getting the same questions over and over again. And the same questions over and over again. And I keep answering these questions in other videos. And I guess these people have not watched those videos because here I am again answering those questions. So my husband and I met on a video game. Long time ago, nearly 9 years ago, my husband and I were playing the same video game. And it was Second Life. And we didn't like each other. He was a big old jackass. Like, I mean, he was just rude. He was you know how men are. Like, you know, they pull your hair, they put gum in your hair, they pinch you, they bring you frogs and snakes and shit to say that they like you. Well, he was just a jerk. So, then we found out we were also playing WoW at the exact same time. And we were on the same server. And we were all actually in the same, well, we weren't in the same guild yet. But we were on the same server and we'd actually run into each other quite a few times while we were doing dungeons and stuff like that. We just didn't know each other. It's very convoluted. It took a couple of months for us to really kind of like each other. And then we started watching, well, this is before Netflix. So we were enjoying watching movies and stuff on our computer. So we would get on Skype. This is before Skype had, I want to say face recognition. No, this is before Skype had the ability to look at you. So you could call people, but it didn't have the webcam feature. And I didn't have a webcam back then anyway. I was over 400 some odd pounds. I was living by myself, and you know, I never told anybody how big I was. You know, I was just doing my own shit, playing the Second Life every day, enjoying my life, going to school online, and playing WoW at night with my guild, and life was peachy keen, jelly bean. And I had just got out of a really terrible relationship, a very mentally draining, horrible, scary, PTSD giving relationship. So when I met him, I had already decided that, you know, I was going to die alone. It's okay to die alone. Don't worry about dying alone. You know, no man is ever going to love you because you're too fat. You know, I never wanted to tell anybody what I looked like. I didn't want anybody to see me ever. You know, all I wanted was, you know, all I wanted was just to play video games and just live however long of my life in peace. So when I got out of that relationship, I got Saki. So Saki is it was kind of a barter thing. Let's just put it that way. Like that the person bought me the dog. Yeah. So So I already had Saki, so I was pretty happy doing what I was doing, and then he kind of fell on my lap. And like I said, he was kind of a jerk, and I kind of blocked him, and, you know, we just didn't get along. But then something happened some way down the line, and then it was just like, oh, you know what, he's not as bad of a jerk as I thought he was. Actually, he's kind of nice. And we just sat and talked for, like, we would talk all night, like all night long. Like, we'd get on Skype and we would, you know, play our games together and stuff like that. We would just, you know, kind of chat back and forth, doing our own thing. I think the best kind of friendships, and it started off as a friendship, the best kind of friendships start off when you don't really have to talk all the time. Where you can do your own thing, where you can sit and be on the internet, where you can sit and, you know, look at Facebook or whatever, where you can do your own thing, and they're still there if you want to talk, but it's just like you guys are sharing a room. You know what I'm saying? Like, when me and my husband and my mother-in-law are sitting in the room, you know, I'm looking at my YouTube stuff. Matthew's over on Twitter. You know, he's looking at Reddit. You know, he's on Reddit. She's over there on Facebook. She's, you know, playing word games with friends or whatever the hell that shit is. And, you know, so we're all in the same space. We're all enjoying each other's company. We all talk. But it's not forced, and we don't feel like, oh, well, I have to give you my 100%, you know, attention. That's a lot like me and Michelle, or me and Jenny, or, you know, me and Alicia. Like, we don't have to have, you know, you don't have to entertain us the entire time. Like, we will sit and enjoy each other's company, and it doesn't have to be like, oh, well, you know, you have to do a damn tap dance and keep yourself, you know, trying to find an easy way to put it. You know, we don't have to entertain each other. I'm just going to put it that way. So it's really nice to be friends with somebody that you don't have to put on airs for. You can just be you. So it started off like that. You know, we found out that we were playing the same games, and we would sit in Vent together. Vent is Ventrilo and TeamSpeak. We had both. So these are just places where everybody can get on and kind of talk to each other while you're playing the same game. And then we switched to Skype because it was more private, you know, and it wasn't really that we were doing anything sexual. It wasn't anything that we were gonna, like, it wasn't anything, we weren't really dating then, quote unquote. We liked hanging out. So we would go and sit on Skype, and I would tell him about my schoolwork that day, and he would tell me about what he did at work, and we would just, you know, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So it wasn't long, probably about 6 months, we were watching videos together. So he would download the video to his computer, I would download the video to my computer, or I would put in the videotape, because I had hundreds of videotapes. And we would time it to where we were watching it at the exact same time. So it would be just like me sitting here if he was deployed, and, you know, him watching Netflix and me watching Netflix at the same time, trying to watch the same thing. So we did that all the time. I mean, all the time. We would do that, like, constantly. I showed him all kinds of movies, and he showed me all kinds of movies that he liked, and we just really enjoyed our company. And I never thought it was going to be anything more than that, because I was big, I was fat, and my entire life everyone has ever told me that no one can ever love somebody like me. I just left a relationship where somebody treated me like shit because I was fat, told me that I made them sick and want to vomit because I was overweight, called me a monster because I was overweight. That relationship was very damaging to me, so I never really thought that you know, anything would come of this relationship at all, until one day, you know, he was leaving for work, and I told him, you know, I sent him a picture of my avatar. So your avatar is your little character on the game, and I said, you know what, I hope you have a wonderful day at work. I'll be thinking about you. And he's like, yeah, I've been thinking about you too a lot. And it just kind of blossomed from there. Like, it became something that I came to treasure our time together. Like, it was like having a best friend, and at that point in time I didn't have any best friends. Like, I didn't have anybody to talk to, really. Like, the only people I had to talk to were the people in my games. And it was nice. It was really, really, really nice to have somebody to talk to, and somebody I could tell that I loved them, you know, even if it wasn't gonna go anywhere. Again, I never thought it was gonna be, you know, face to face ever. And then he said, why don't we get webcams? So we went out and bought, well, I just noticed that one of my nails is chipped. Sorry. We went out and bought webcams. And I was terrified. I mean, I was terrified. Do you mind? Can you just lay still, please? I was terrified. I was worried that once he saw me, he'd run for the hills, and I finally had to tell him. I said, I'm really big. I mean, I'm really, really, really big, and I'm in a wheelchair. And he was like, really? And I was like, yeah. So, of course, when you tell somebody you're really big, they don't really, and I mean, they really, 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 if you don't quit, madam, stop it. Fussing ass thing. If you've never seen somebody over 400 pounds before, not really, and then you don't really understand what they look like. So I got on cam, but I was hiding behind my cutout of Aragorn. Yes, I had a cutout of Aragorn. Don't you judge me. Like, I'm a nerd. I'm a geek. I'm gonna put this, oh, hey, relax. I'm gonna put this dog back there because she's aggravating me. Yeah, so I had a cutout of Aragorn, and I'm a big geek. So I was standing behind that, and of course they could only hide so much of me. And he just thought it was really endearing and cute. And I came out, and he didn't run off. And he didn't run. He didn't tell me that I was ugly. He didn't tell me that, you know, oh, never mind. He didn't shut off the computer, which is what I was scared of. So we started getting on, you know, seeing each other every day. So we saw each other every day while I was doing schoolwork, and like when he was doing homework and all kinds of stuff like that. And it was good. It was good for us. I was really happy. And then one day he wanted to come visit me, and I was, again, terrified. I was like, it's completely different from being online with somebody. Now you're going to be in my personal space. Now you have to see, like, really see who I am, you know, like, so of course I didn't want to do it. I was like, how about we don't, you know, and he was very insistent. So eventually he conned me into letting him come down, and it was the most magical thing. He spent 12 days with me, and he didn't touch me. Like, I made him tell, how to put it, I made him promise that he wouldn't touch me. Like, that we weren't going to be like that we would just see each other and stuff like that, and make it something special. So we cuddled and we talked, but it wasn't anything sexual, and I actually really appreciated that. And we played board games together, and like, it was just like I'd known him my entire life. Like, the other, and I know people are like cliche, the other part to my puzzle, it was just like we were like that. And he went home, and both of us were crying. And like, he called me when he got home, and he was like, I don't think I can do this. And, you know, in my head I was like, you know, I guess he can't handle a long distance relationship. And it wasn't 3 months later that he moved in with me, and we have been thick as thieves ever since. A lot of people are scared to date online, and I understand why. I do. It is scary, and you do meet some fucking wackadoos. It took us a long time to get to that point. I was very, very scared. I wasn't interested. But I'm glad I did. I'm glad I gave him a chance. I'm glad I just didn't run away, because I would have thrown away the most precious thing in the world to me. Him and I have been together for a very long time, and I don't know what I would do without him. I really don't. So if you are thinking about, you know, love, and you're thinking about dating online, you know, get to know the person before sending pictures, before getting on cam. But get to know somebody. Like, make it worth it. People want instant gratification again, and I see it all the time. People just like throw out their nudes like instantly. They're like, okay, well, Tinder, you know, you damn swipe somebody swipes you, and then you're sending, you know, hootie hop pictures towards him, and he's sending dick pics, and okay, well, I guess we can get together and have sex. That's not a relationship. That's like, I don't want to have a relationship with somebody where I have to fucking just swipe their picture and see if they like me too. Not so much. So if you're thinking about having a relationship online, if you're thinking about, you know, wanting to find somebody, I would definitely try to get to know somebody for a very, very long time before you meet, and tell them all your faults. I've always been the kind of person, you know, you tell them everything. You know, you show them your hand and let the chips fall where they may. I've always been like that. I was very honest with my mental disorders. I was very honest with how fat I was. I was very honest with being in a wheelchair. I was very honest about my insecurities. I was very honest about all of that, and something wonderful came from it. So this is a very boring video, but people keep asking. So here you go. There you go. There's the magical fairy tale of him and I met on a video game, and here we are. I don't know what else to say, y'all. Like, there it is. Like, we met on a video game, and here we are today. So later on down the line, when we have kids, Mama and Daddy, how did you guys meet? Well, we didn't meet at the corner store. We met on Second Life in a video game called WoW. So it's not going to be any, you know, oh, I passed her on the street and something told me to turn around and our eyes met. And I'm like, nope. He actually ganked my character like 50,000 times because he's a jerk. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, Grandma hated him. You know, I'm just, there you go. So that's 17 minutes of me telling you about my boring ass relationship with my husband. I love you, beautiful, gorgeous, amazing faces. I might even add some pictures of us over the years in the back of this. And I will talk to you guys very, very, very soon. Yeah, bye.